Bluey has already become a global animation phenomenon. But did you know she has made unexpected appearances in other cartoons and TV series? Which crossovers, references, and appearances were these that only the most attentive fans noticed? South Park. And if there's one place where no one is safe from becoming a joke, that place is South Park. In a completely bizarre episode, we see the boys sitting in a courtroom being accused of humiliating an innocent little girl. The situation is already absurd on its own, until the big reveal. The victim is none other than Bluey. That's right, the most polite and gentle little dog in animation shows up there, staring at the boys as if to say, that was not okay. Things get even stranger when Bluey accuses the boys of forcing her to do things she didn't want to do, like going to the bathroom in a very, very bad place. You can clearly see the massive contrast between the universes. On one side, South Park with its harsh, no-limits humor. On the other, Bluey, a symbol of innocence, empathy, and family lessons. The result is that intentional clash that only South Park knows how to pull off, proving that when a character reaches this level of fame, even becoming a courtroom witness comes with the territory. And this wasn't the only time Bluey showed up or was referenced in other shows. Don't go anywhere, because what's coming next will blow your mind. Phineas and Ferb. Once again, Phineas and Ferb prove they love hiding references that only the sharpest fans will catch. In a moment of pure tension, one of those situations where it feels like there's no escape, Candace finds herself in trouble and suddenly blurts out, "Biscuits." The word instantly grabs attention because it's not a common expression, but anyone who watches Bluey recognizes it right away. In Bluey, biscuits is practically a trademark expression the characters use when something goes wrong or when they're frustrated. It's the animated equivalent of a polite complaint, full of contained emotion. By using that exact word, Candace makes a clear reference to the Australian cartoon, mixing universes in a fun way. It's the kind of reference that flies under the radar for many people but makes fans think, wait, was that Bluey? And yes, it was. Futurama. In Futurama, that series that's never been afraid to mix philosophy, chaos, and absurd jokes, Bluey appeared in the most unexpected way possible, as part of a completely random reference. In the episode The Impossible Stream, the characters come across a list of content, and right there, without any ceremony, it reads, Alien vs. Predator vs. Bluey. Yes, they put the cutest Australian dog on TV right in the middle of two intergalactic monsters. That's the kind of humor only Futurama would dare to do. On one side, Alien and Predator, symbols of violence and brutal battles. On the other, Bluey, known for episodes about playtime, imagination, and emotional lessons. Bluey has become so popular and so present that she can now share space even with sci-fi icons. The Simpsons, and if there's one series that specializes in capturing whatever is trending, that series is The Simpsons. In the episode Plus Adversary, sharp-eyed fans noticed a quick detail. In a guest list, the name Bluey appears casually placed among already well-established characters and references. No big highlight, no explanation, just there for those paying close attention. Bluey isn't just a successful kids show. She's a true cultural phenomenon, big enough to be acknowledged by Springfield, the town that has mocked literally everything and everyone for decades. When The Simpsons put a name there, it's never by accident. It's an unofficial stamp of relevance. And let's be honest, if Homer and the gang know who Bluey is, there's no turning back. The Blue Pup has officially entered the list of TV icons and legends. Chipchilla. Now we get to an even more obvious case. This isn't just a hidden reference, it's a full-on parody. This show took the essence of Bluey, the charismatic family, everyday playtime, the cozy vibe, and even the educational tone disguised as fun, and turned it into an exaggerated, humor-filled version. From the characters to the family situations, everything feels way too familiar, as if someone watched a bunch of Bluey episodes and thought, what if we poke a little fun at this? The humor of the parody comes precisely from playing with what everyone already knows. The family dynamics, the dialogue, and even the emotional lessons all point to how recognizable Bluey has become. And when a cartoon reaches this level, it means it left a mark. After all, only something hugely successful becomes parody material that everyone can spot from a mile away, even with a different look. My Little Pony and even comic books didn't escape this blue wave. In My Little Pony, a franchise known for filling its stories with Easter eggs and hidden references, sharp-eyed fans found a curious tribute. On page 3 of issue 20, a family of characters appears that strongly resembles the Healer family structure. The character composition, the family vibe, and even their placement in the scene make any Bluey fan pause and double-check if they're not imagining things. Even without directly mentioning the name, the resemblance is clear enough. It's the kind of reference that doesn't need explaining. If you know Bluey, you recognize it instantly. This shows how the series has gone beyond TV and reached other formats, inspiring completely different universes, like My Little Pony. In the end, whether it's in Springfield, the distant future, or the world of comics, the Blue family keeps popping up. Now's the time to do the right thing. So go ahead and click the subscribe button below and give us that extra support so we can keep making awesome videos like this one. DuckTales, and even DuckTales joined in with a reference that went by quickly but is fun for those paying attention. In the episode Last Christmas, during a conversation, Dewey introduces himself to a younger Donald in a totally unexpected way. My name is Bluey. The line comes completely out of nowhere, with no explanation at all. The moment is brief, but it says a lot. Calling attention to the name Bluey in a classic show like DuckTales highlights just how big the cultural impact of the Australian animation has become. The reference is quick, but anyone familiar with Bluey gets it immediately. And so, among adventurous ducks, time travel, and Christmas chaos, the blue pup once again proves she has earned her place even in the most classic animation universes.
My name is Bluey.
DuckTales, and DuckTales wasn't satisfied with just one reference. The series decided to double down. In another moment, Dewey asks Scrooge McDuck which of the triplets he would be, probably expecting an obvious answer or a classic joke. But Scrooge, with all his grumpy elegance, simply replies that he is Bluey. Yes, the richest duck in the world chose to call himself by the name of the most famous cartoon dog of today. The joke works precisely because of how absurd it is. Seeing such a traditional character, a symbol of entire generations, adopting the name Bluey is yet another sign of how deeply this animation has embedded itself in pop culture. It's the kind of reference that mixes past and present in seconds. DuckTales, with decades of history, acknowledging a modern series that became a global phenomenon. In the end, it's clear that Bluey doesn't just appear in other universes. She's become part of the joke itself.
It's Bluey?
Studio C. Even Studio C, known for its fast-paced sketches packed with references, jumped on the blue wave. In one episode, while the characters are talking, one of them turns on the TV and suddenly blurts out, completely shocked, "Bluey." The camera doesn't even need to explain much. The reaction says it all. The animation was right there on the screen, appearing as an unexpected surprise in the middle of the scene. The moment works as a double joke, first because of the character's shock at recognizing the show, and second because it perfectly mirrors real life. Bluey pops up out of nowhere, grabs attention, and suddenly you're watching without even realizing how it happened. This reference shows how the series has gone far beyond a kid's audience and become part of everyday life, instantly recognizable even in comedy shows. Mr. In-Between, and Bluey's presence wasn't limited to comedy or animation. She also showed up in live-action series. In the show Mr. In-Between, during an apparently ordinary scene, the TV is on and you can clearly see Bluey playing on the screen. It's not a quick or overly subtle reference. It's the cartoon right there, recognizable, occupying its space as part of the scene. This detail is brilliant precisely because it feels so natural. Bluey appears as what she has already become in real life. The reference reinforces the realism of the series, and at the same time shows the cultural reach of the Australian animation. In the end, Bluey doesn't invade the story, she simply already belongs there. Elementary, even the world of crime dramas ended up being touched by the blue phenomenon. In Elementary, in the episode Principal Office, a wardrobe detail caught the attention of sharp-eyed fans. A child appears wearing a jacket printed with Bluey images. Amid serious investigations, brilliant deductions, and a tense atmosphere, there's the blue dog showing up in the most unexpected way. This kind of reference works almost like a snapshot of real life. Bluey appears not as a joke, but as part of everyday reality, exactly as it happens off-screen, where kids wear clothes featuring their favorite characters. The contrast between Elementary's serious tone and Bluey's cheerful print makes the moment even more interesting, showing that the animation has gone beyond its original audience and infiltrated even the most unlikely TV settings, wacky packages, and even outside the world of animated shows. Bluey's influence keeps showing up in very creative ways. In Wacky Packages 2023, that classic collection known for turning famous brands and icons into jokes, Bluey appeared, an obvious parody of the blue dog. The look immediately reminds you of Bluey, but with that twisted touch, that's the franchise's trademark. Choosing to parody Bluey is no coincidence. Wacky Packages only pokes fun at things everyone instantly recognizes, and Bluey works exactly like that. One look is enough to get the reference. This shows just how firmly Bluey has established herself as a phenomenon, strong enough to become satire outside of TV, alongside brands and characters that defined entire generations. Since we know you love videos full of references, details, and Easter eggs, we're leaving 2 really cool ones, so you can stay right here with us. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.